Hey there, welcome back to the channel. I'm Phil. As you can see, we are back in the Course Party Book of Shadows. We're going to start a new chapter today. Looks like we're going into Purgatory. Let's see what waits. Let's go, baby. Our friendship will last forever. It will never die. My mind was in a daze. The lights on the ceiling were spinning, moving in and out of one another, alternating between hazy and distinct and forming spiral patterns in my eyelids. I was being jerked along the ground by my legs like a heavy sack of rocks. I could feel every step he took vibrate across my entire body. But I couldn't do anything to stop it. I could no longer move of my own accord. I just kept getting dragged inch by inch across that filthy floor, then eventually he stopped and threw me down, and I rolled hard onto my face. I was helpless before him. That piece of chocolate had fallen out of my pocket. I was pretty sure it did anyway. And I wasn't about to let anyone else have it. Give it back, you bastard! The large man took my crumpled form and roughly flipped me back over by the legs as if I were nothing more than a Dalton. I was facing him from the middle of the hallway as he readied his enormous hammer and looked right into my eyes. Was this it? Was I gonna be killed now? Please God, no. I was terrified, but not entirely. After all, she's coming to save me. Naho's coming, I know she is. She'll always come, she's my friend. Damn. Someone got the hammer. Book of Shadows, Episode 4, Purgatory. Oh, so we're going to see it from her point of view now. That's kind of cool. My name is Sakaya. I'm a junior at Palawina Academy High School. Just think of that as a mistranslation, you know, English to Japanese, Japanese to English. You know what I'm saying. I'm just a normal girl, but my job conflicts with my studies, so I don't go to school all that often. And this was the first day I had free in a while, so I called my friend Naho and we spent the whole day together and having a blast. The last event of our schedule was Twinkle Girls concert. They play every so often at a local venue called Club Beta. And they're also incredibly cute. I try to catch them whenever I can. Recently, Twinkle had performed on an evening request shows. Recently, Twinkle had been performing on evening request shows, and they've been getting more and more attention, as well as they should, you know? I joined them on the program a few times myself, and the group and I like to keep in touch through texts and tweets. My eyes met with Nao's. Now, we both put our hands in the air like we just didn't care. So cute! Thanks, Sakaya. Twinkle's the best. I think I'm in love. Right? Aren't they awesome? I mean, their moves in that last song? Oh, I remember. Check it. Check this out. Whoa, you've got it down, girl. Though, I think your hip movements are a little teensy bit off. Outside Club Beta after the show, fans were hanging around the street corner, immersed in the lingering rhythm of the music. I wanted to ride the wave myself, but didn't like the idea of blocking the road in the process, so Nao and I just pranced our way back to the station. Hey, check it out, I bought a towel. Naho began waving around a towel she bought at the merchandise booth after the show. She looked like a matador taunting a pop idol. The new #1 fan, that's excellent. I'll have to buy one next time myself. Oh, it's still only 9. Hey, Sakaya. Let's say we drop by Gus's on the way back. Come on, let's get ourselves some sweets to eat. Sounds pretty sweet to me. Lead on. Give me a strawberry milk flan special, please. Whatever it was Naho had ordered, it sounded completely alien to me. The heck is that? It sounds super sugary. Something that'll put me in the 7th heaven, that's what. It's covered in milk and ridiculously delicious. This is Nahu Senaki. We're in the same school, same year, same class. Our backgrounds are sort of similar and, well, we talk all the time and eat together and stuff. But most of all, just look how cute she is. When we're together, she even makes a gal like me all wobbly. I love this little lady. Point is, it's good and you're welcome to try some of it if you'd like. Why, thank you. As for me, I believe I'll go with the butterful pancakes. Coming right up. They do say girls shouldn't ingest a lot of calories after 9 at night, but hell, we hadn't eaten anything all day, so I figured why not indulge a little. Naho was gazing longingly at a towel while singing the melody of one of Twinkle's songs. She's usually a really cool and collected person, so I bet our classmates would flip out if they saw her like this. It was only when two of us were alone together that she let loose with the feline-like personality of hers, and it always made me feel really special. You sure seemed like you had a great time. I'm glad you could join me. Now slowly raised her head up and looked into my eyes, and wow, what a gaze that girl had. I felt like I could lose myself in those perfect peepers. Huh? Something wrong? I'm worried about you, Sakaya. You haven't been getting enough rest lately, have you? I'd completely hidden my fatigue, but now someone saw right through me. I could never keep anything from her. Yeah, I haven't really had weekends these last 2 months. Voice acting, soap operas, online radio? Yeah, I can definitely see the problem. I'll bet you're one to talk, though. Radio, ghost hunts, and... Oh yeah, aren't you supposed to be in a movie too? Totally jelly, by the way. I'm just an extra. I'll be sitting behind Tamaku Saito, eating French food. Hooray for me. I didn't announce that yet, though. Where'd you hear about that? Oh, Mr. Kataguchi's blog, of course. He wrote a ton about it, all in boldface, and he told everybody to cheer you on as loud as they could. Oy vey. Her expression twisted into an exaggerated blah pose, and she sprawled out across the table. I can't say anything around that guy. For a while, I gazed at Naho, who had placed her chin on the table and puffed out her cheeks. Not sure how to break the silence, I tried switching subjects. Oh, hey, Naho, for my next radio show, I'm doing a special on scary stories. The deflated Naho suddenly reinflated. Guess I piqued her interest. You've got a great voice, and I'd love to have you as a guest speaker. You can be my expert commenting on ghost stories submitted by listeners. Her head still glued to the table, Naho fell deep into thought. She seemed oddly concerned. I couldn't miss the momentary twinkle in her eye, though. Success! I just needed to rebait the line, and she was as good as caught. Come on, please, for me! My listeners know we're friends, and I get a lot of messages asking why you haven't been on the show yet. You'd be a big hit for sure. But more than anything, I really just want to see what it's like to co-host a show with my bestest buddy now. Okay, that was kind of cute. Oh, she mewed. That was showing interest. It wouldn't take much to get her to pounce on this yarn now. Oh my god. This was a thing that just sort of happened between us sometimes. She turned into a cat and I play the part of her master. There's some fancy cat food in it for you if you say yes. What's that supposed to mean exactly? I'll treat you to Cafe Cool Fate Non. Sound good? Meow. Nao's face lit up. Okay, I'll do it. Yeah, thank you. I love you, Nao. Why are you hissing at me? I did it. I'd gotten the green light. My smile couldn't have been bigger at that moment. Nao's popularity had exploded recently, so she'd been having a hard time managing all the requests she'd been getting to appear on other radio shows. I'd been hoping to get a chance to tie our work together at some point, but I never imagined it'd be this easy. So with that out of the way, we sat back and enjoyed the hell of our butterfilled pancakes and strawberry milk plant special. And before we knew it, it was past 10. Naho and I stood up and started down the road. Rode home giggling and chatting the whole way. So Naho, when are you going to school again? Plan on it tomorrow. I've been ditching the class a lot for work, but they said I should at least show up to hand in my report. Oh, okay. You're gonna have to turn it in too, you know? They'll be asking for it next time you're there. Really? Well, whatever. It's just a report. It'll work itself out if I stay up all night. Oh, hey, you want to stop in and grab Kabiki's new book? You've been dying to read it, right? And its place is on your way, so... Oh, yes, please. Right this way then, madame. Nao's house was literally on the way home for me, or rather, Mr. Kabiki's house, since that's where she'd been staying for the last little while. Due to various circumstances, Nao had been commuting to school from here rather than living with her parents. Supposedly, she's been moving to study under Mr. Kabiki like he's a Padawan. Okay, duh. She was always willing to go to that extra mile, and always admired her about that. Admired her for that, my bad. Kabiki, I'm home! Welcome back. Not too cold out, I trust. Ah, hello, you must be... I was nervous as he looked me over, but he had very kind eyes. And man, was he ever hot. Like old school Japanese style hot. Good evening, it's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Sayaka Oyu. I bowed quickly and Mr. Kabiki flashed a gentle smile. I'm Kabiki, thanks for always looking after Naho. She talks about you quite a lot. I'm so glad I've heard a lot about you, Mr. Kabiki. A laundry list of failed publications, no doubt. Oh no, that's not true at all. Hey, Sayaka, since you're here, why don't you stay for tea or something? Kabiki bought some really amazing second flesh Darjeeling? Well... I kind of felt like this was being put on a spot. I mean, it was already late and I doubted Mr. Kabiki wasn't too keen on playing host. You don't mind, do you, Kabiki? Of course not. Though you'd best give your family a call and let them know where you are. You wouldn't want to worry them after all. Thank you very much. I hope it isn't too much trouble. Please, make yourself at home. Dude's got a killer smile. It was easy to see why Nao got so into him. Alright, then come on in. Okay. In front of Kabiki, Nao returned to her usual cool self. After calling home, I passed nervously through the living room, feeling a bit like I was imposing. But what a living room it was. The furnishings were a fusion of Japanese and Vietnamese styles, and everything just looked really posh and inviting. This place is incredible. Go ahead and leave your bag over there, and please, get comfortable. I'll put on the Darjeeling. Oh, thank you very much. Thanks, Kabiki. It's no problem at all. I was looking to drink some tea myself, in fact. Kabiki then disappeared into the other room, his smile never once fading, a total dreamboat all the way. Naho gestured for me to sit, so I cautiously plopped myself down on the expensive-looking sofa. Whoa, I'm sinking! Sayaka, just relax, okay? I'm gonna go hit the little girl's room. Okay, I'll be napping here when you get back. Ha, go for it. Naho began walking out of the room, chuckling at my swiftly sinking form mere moments later, though. That sure caught me by surprise. I turned in the direction of the scream concerned. God, Taguchi, lock the damn door when you're in there. Sorry, Naho. I heard the door slam shut with incredible force. So that was the infamous Mr. Taguchi, huh? So no love lost between those two, it seemed. The nerve of that guy. Having peeked out to check Naho, Mr. Kabiki again withdrew his wide-eyed face into the kitchen, laughing softly. I swear I could look at him all day. Trying to savor each single droplet of deep crimson liquid in my cup, I slowly and carefully imbibed. Imbibed? I've never heard that word before. Imbibed the tea that was placed before me, probably because I don't drink tea. That's a cool picture. Whatever blend Kabiki had brewed bore a flavor unlike anything else I'd ever tasted. Ah, it's wonderful. Excellent, I'm glad you like it. It's got such a complex taste and aroma. I always thought all black tea was the same, but then at my house we only have the kind that comes in tea bags. There's nothing wrong with tea that comes in bags. It's gotten quite good these days. In fact, this is just the way I'm used to drinking it. It really is delicious, Mr. Kubiki. Isn't it about time for you to go home, Taguchi? Oh, come on now, don't be like that. Taguchi may have been her elder, but he was completely outmatched by Naho. Those two had a pretty fascinating relationship all their own. Actually, you know, I do have a rental video to return by the end of the day, so I guess I should probably be leaving after all. More porn? What? No! And what do you mean by more, anyways? If you'll excuse me. Techno break, death by fat. Oh! Naho faced Mr. Taguchi and posed as if she were shooting a beam of light at him, like some kind of illegally unnamed mass superhero. I'll see you tomorrow, Mr. Kubiki. You too, Naho. Actually, I'm going to school tomorrow, so no, you won't. Oh, really? That's a surprise. You just keep on pushing, Taguchi. Rock those 29 years of unsubstantial accomplishments. Man, you're ruthless. Taguchi staggered to the door and vanished into the outside world, utterly defeated watching from the next to me. Mr. Kubiki simply waved his hand and smiled. I should probably be going too. Thank you very much for your hospitality. My pleasure. I'm sorry we couldn't offer you anything more. Oh, please. Well, Taguchi's gone. He got a pretty good head start, so I think you'll have to worry about running into him. Wow, you are ruthless. You're welcome back anytime. Please be careful on your way home. Thank you so much for everything. Have a good night. I stepped out from Kubiki's lovely home and Naho walked me to the corner. The air felt crisp and cool against my cheeks. It had been positively lovely day all around. Before parting ways, I lent Naho one of the Twinkle CDs I had in my bag. Then we hugged and I began a short walk back to my own house. Thank you, Naho. This case you discovered with Heavenly Host Elementary, it's absolutely remarkable. If our investigation bears fruit, this could be very well to turn the world of occult research on its head. It's too good to pass up. Daddy's not breathing. Ah! Just a dream. I have to write this down. Sacred Ground Investigation File 02K Prefecture Heavenly Host Elementary currently under investigation. Further progress. Encountered fierce spiritual resistance while simply researching the Shinozaki estate. Right side of my body paralyzed, left eardrum ringing. Auras visible in photographs. Influence confirmed. Severe dizziness, nausea, bloody BM experience. Symptoms persist for weeks. And unrelenting nightmares on top of all that. This really is way too dangerous for them. Kubiki and Taguchi don't know how to protect themselves from spirits. They shouldn't go at all. My name is Naho Senaki. I travel the country investigating reports of haunted locations, assuaging clients' fears, and doing whatever I can to help them. Recently, strange and unpleasant things have begun happening to me. I've been investigating a certain haunted ground for the last month, and encountered a malevolent will more powerful than anything I'd ever experienced. I attributed this to the paper doll I brought back with me, of a sort of commonly used in curses, no doubt a bad idea, but invaluable for research. This is the reason I hesitated when Sakaya asked me to be on her radio show earlier at the restaurant earlier. Ooh, that sounded messed up. Ghost stories can actually provoke the spirits involved in them. Oh man, that's kind of crazy. I was afraid that whatever entity had latched onto me might have some negative effect on Sakaya as well. Fortunately, aside from wreaking havoc on my physiology... Oh my god. Physiology? There you go. This spirit didn't seem to be affecting those around me in any way. If I could just keep it under control, I was certain my appearance at Sakaya's radio show would go off without a hitch. Kabiki. I'd gone to the kitchen for a glass of water and thought I hadn't noticed on my way down. I saw Kabiki fast asleep on the living room sofa as I headed back. Kabiki? You're gonna catch a cold down here, you know, Kabiki? Sound asleep. Oh, Kabiki, you're so cute. Kabiki had pulled an all-nighter last night, so I was pretty sure he's his sleep well into the afternoon. There we go, a nice warm blanket for you. Sweet dreams. Spirit research is a silently dangerous field. Numerous people had warned me not to get too deep. So, why did I do it? For Kabiki, of course. If Kabiki could make progress in his occult novel through my research, if he could succeed in all his endeavors, then no price would be too high, I felt. For his respect and admiration, I'd happily sacrifice anything and anyone. Yeah, she is ruthless. Yeah, it's definitely too dangerous to send Kabiki and Taguchi to Heavenly Host by themselves. I'll have to make sure I go with them. I tucked Kabiki in and I returned to my room, realizing he'd still be asleep when I left for school. I decided to write him a note. Just as I was concerned for him, Kabiki was worried about putting me in any danger as well, stating his prior intent was to go to Heavenly Host with Taguchi instead. I was so flattered by his consideration that I just didn't have the heart to lecture him about how ludicrously bad an idea that was. Let's see, to my dear mentor. The time is now 11 in the morning. Here's the latest news of the day. The body of schoolgirl was discovered in the plaza near the escalators at the southeast exit of Tokyo Shinjuku Station. Good morning, Naho. I wanted to talk to you about that Tenjin urban legend you found. I really think it may be a bit too dangerous to bring you along, so Taguchi and I should probably go by ourselves. Oh, she's not here. Come to think of it, she did say she was going to go to school today, which is rather unlike her. As usual, everything's in perfect order in this room, like night and day compared to my study. What's this? A note? To my dear mentor, for you, I'll go to any lengths. Based on my findings from the old Tenjin town records, I feel more confident that it is possible to return from the school using the escape plan we discussed. But you and Taguchi don't have the ability to resist spirits like I do. It would be far too dangerous in there for just the two of you. So when I get home from school today, I'll be joining you in the performing the charm of Sachiko Shinozaki. I don't hold out much hope for our success, but if it works, you're seriously gonna get the scoop to end all scoops. If I can help make lightning strikes for a third time for you with all your editorial department, and you totally owe me dinner. Naho. Ha. Thank you, Naho, but I really can't allow you to put yourself in danger like that. I know the escape plan. I'm gonna go with my trusty old Taguchi, and you're gonna wait here for us. I guess I should write a note to that effect. Good morning, Mr. Kabiki. Are you awake? Well, he's full of spirit today. Perfect then. Let's not waste any more time. I went to school as soon as I had finished my morning recording session, but by then it was already lunchtime and Naho had skipped class as usual. But I knew where to find her. Work may have kept her out of school most of the time, but when she did come, there was one spot she always chose for lunch. She liked to get away from the noisy classrooms to eat in peace, and I knew this because, well, I did too. This wasn't just her spot, it was mine as well. We'd probably get in trouble if teachers ever found us up here, though. See, the lock on the door leading to the school roof just happened to be broken, so, what a nice breeze, and that sunlight too, absolutely magical. There was a fence between the building and to prevent students from falling, but it wasn't very high, so getting over it was fairly a simple task. Oh Jesus, alley-oop? I crossed the gap mindfully with stray gusts of wind. The best shade was on this side, so as long as I didn't look down, I was well worth the effort. Ah, there she is! Oh, Naho! As expected, she was nestled right into her usual spot. The sight was positively picturesque, and high school girl was all tucked away on the school roof, nose buried in a book with a nondescript paper dust jacket. I swear you could just paint any moment of this girl's life and it would make a fine portrait. Sayaka, hey there. Sorry to have kept you out so late last night. I hope your family wasn't mad at you or anything. Oh, finally off the screen. Nope, no problem at all. They were A-okay with it. Oh, it seems you trained them well. What are you implying? So, hey, that book Mr. Kabiki you lent me yesterday? Freaking awesome! Right? Didn't it just totally suck you in? I love how it goes on with the other physiological descriptions of the first murder scene. That protagonist is totally nutso. Yeah, I wish I hadn't been reading it in bits and pieces during the work commute, though it kinda took me away from the tension, but I can't wait to read more. Yeah, just keep it. It's gonna blow your mind, oh yeah. And that Twinkle CD you lent me? To die for, seriously. Really? Awesome, I'll bet you recognize a bunch of those songs from the concert, right? You should check out some of their music videos sometime too. Maybe I've got one on my phone that I can show you now. Nope, guess not. I'll have to give you a rain check on that. I wonder if there's any good fan-made ones. Oh, good call. If there are, I totally want to see it. A bell. One already? Well, I've got an appointment I can't miss, I'm afraid. Guess I'll see you after school for our recording. It's at 5:30 in East Shinjuku, so we should probably meet at 4 behind the school gate. Okay. You said behind the gate. Really? What are you, 5? Naho was cool as a cucumber, just like always today. Recording was for sure to be a blast. Ooh, this one's persistent, I'll give her that. Ugh, blood? Really? Is this curse honestly affecting me all the way down to the cellular level? Seriously, how long are you planning on haunting me? Good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's installment of Sakaya Odu's Love Braver. The night don't start till I pour out my heart. So, let's get pouring, shall we? You'll never guess where I went today. I went to school to meet up with a friend, actually. It was the first time in a while I could just kick back and relax. We talked forever, like forever. But, of course, the real reason I went to learn stuff and junk, of course, teehee. They're laughing at me in the control booth. What's going on in there, fellas, huh? The thought of Miss Adua actually going to school is hilarious. Hey, come on, I go to school, I do. I'm a high school student, just like everybody else my age. Don't laugh, you trying to say I'm too old? Too cool for school? Seriously, stop it, you're gonna give me a complex. Some days you just can't win, you know? All I wanted to do is say how great school is, and look what happened. I'm a laughingstock. Well, I'm glad you guys are having fun at least. Let's enjoy our half hour together tonight to the fullest. Braver! Sayaka's on-air personality was incredible. I was absolutely listening to a pro at work, and she had me hooked the moment the show began. Okay, that wraps up the intro, Miss Sanaki. Please head into the booth. On my way. It was my turn now as guest speaker. When I entered the recording booth, Sakaya was facing her mic and waved me over. Hey, ya girlfriend! I returned Sakaya's cheery smile and sat myself in front of the guest mic that had been prepared for me. But something felt wrong. Very, very wrong. Oh, hey, how you doing? Dang, girl, you creepy. Kinda looks like one of the gorillas, one of the drawings. What's the matter? Oh, it's nothing. I just felt dizzy for a second. Well, the camera's on you now, so wear your cutest face, okay? Roger that. This child was the daughter mentioned in my research on the Shinozaki family. This was Sachiko. She was the one who attached herself to me. Her eyes were black and hollow with no discernible pupils at all. She sat utterly motionless, but I knew she was watching me, waiting, biding her time. My hair stood on end, blood rushed to my head, and bile surged to my throat. The Shinozaki curse was far too powerful. I couldn't suppress it. And it was clear Sakaya couldn't see her. This was bad. I had to be careful not to let Sachiko interfere with the recording. Okay, we're back. Start with the listener mail. Alright folks, it's time for the moment you've all been waiting for. The topic this week's Try to Do a Thing workshop is... Oof, can I go home now please? What do you mean no? Come on, be a sport. Yes, there's nothing I can do about it. This week's topic is... That's right. Try to tell a scary story. Yikes. Man, I told you all I didn't want to do this one. So why did you guys send in so many responses? We actually received a record amount. Far too many to tackle by myself, so I've invited a guest to help me out. Hey, don't run the applause yet. I haven't even said who it is. Or has everybody already guessed? Because it's totally who you think it is. The pro with the know, house spirit investigator extraordinaire, as beautiful as she is brainy. It's a high school paranormalist, Naho Senosaki, or whatever her name is. Give it up for Naho! Good evening. Thanks so much for coming in. No, thank you. It's an honor to have been invited. Oh, how about that, everyone? So mellow, so modest. Isn't she just a bee's knees? Naho and I actually go to the same school. We're even in the same class. Isn't that right? We hang out a lot. In fact, some of you clearly knew that and have been outright demanding that Naho make a guest appearance for quite some time now. Well, your wish is my command. My pleasure, in fact. I think I may even be more thrilled to have her here than you guys. Anyway, given today's theme, Naho seemed like the perfect guest, so here to get us started with some choice words for any evil spirits that may be listening. Tremble on the border between this life and the next under my 7 stars. That's what I'm talking about. Those ghosties have got to be shivering in their ethereal booties after hearing something like that. So let's get right to the listener letters, shall we? Here's a scary story from Junpei Nagi of M City in Tokyo. In my experience, adverse spiritual manifestations from my research had always been easy enough to keep at bay with my powers, but this one was different. For this energy to be completely visible in broad daylight, I'd never seen anything like it. This was bad. My head is splitting, but the cameras were rolling, so to speak. I had to at least keep myself from coughing up blood again. Naho was grabbing her skirt tightly with both hands, muscles completely rigid. My, was she actually getting nervous? How unlike her. I kind of grinned internally a bit at the sight of Naho acting like girly and scared. It was adorable, as I'd like to say, but I still had a show to host. Boom. I slid open the door, and there before me I saw a pair of eyes staring intently right into my very soul. Wow, that is so super freaky. How about it, Naho? This has got to be fake, right? Mr. Muzo of Kyoto is just pulling our leg, right? He may be, but with only this evidence to go on, it's hard to judge the authenticity of the claim. So what you're saying is it might actually be real, eh? That is a possibility, yes. Oh no, please, actually I've noticed something even more frightening since the segment began. Now, your focus keeps drifting over to the corner of the booth. Oh, well... Don't tell me there's somebody there, is there? Oh, I'm getting chills. Do we have another guest with us today? An uninvited one? Please say no. No, we're fine. This seemed to be a perfect twist up to the tension of the segment, but the look on Naho's face suggested it may have been onto something, which was terrifying. Her guest spot on the show may have just been fun and games, but I knew Naho was about well-versed in the spiritual matters as they come. This gave her the great deal of confidence, but unbeknownst to me, that confidence was beginning to unravel all around her. She was in way over her head, and by the time she would come to realize this, it would be too late, and not just for her. Great work, everyone. That's a wrap. The recording ended without incident, as far as anybody knew. Sayaka tossed a piece of chocolate into her mouth as she seemed to have brought it with her. She was as casual and relaxed as can be. Go out with it. Did you see something in the booth or not? No, I didn't see anything. I glanced back in the recording booth that Chico's spirit had disappeared a little while ago. I felt it was best to act as if nothing had happened, and successfully managed to steer the topic of the conversation elsewhere until... What the... Huh? What's wrong? Was someone talking out here during the recording? No way would any of us make a rookie mistake like that. You wouldn't be able to hear us from inside the booth anyway. There's something on the tape though. Sounds like a voice to me. Huh? Where? Here, during the exchange. Mr. Mizuki Kyoto is just pulling our leg, right? He may be, but with only evidence to go on. I'm only hearing those two. You don't hear the third voice? Right there, after Mr. Like he may be. Ah. Oh man, this is getting creepy. Oh god, there is a voice. It's saying, I'm watching you. Right? Oh, whoa. You've got to be kidding me. It's in the recording for sure. Ah, that's so creepy. Is this for real? An actual EVP? Hey, what's going on? Hey, what's the matter? Pull yourself together. Man, suddenly the director began to clutch his throat and thrash around. His face was bright red and his mouth frothed over as he struggled to breathe. Hold him down, he's gonna knock everything over and hurt himself. Yes, sir. Is it over? What was that? Some kind of seizure? Oh crap, he's not breathing. What? Call an ambulance quickly, he needs CPR. Okay. Come on, keep it together, man. What the hell's going on? Send the guests home, we're done. Sayaka's usual smiling countenance had been replaced with a thin mouth and a cold sweat. There was no doubt about it, this was the influence of that spirit. And it must have been absolutely terrifying for her co-workers who had never contacted with the spirit world before. I regretted appearing on the program. I'm so sorry. I guess I shouldn't have come. Oh, don't be silly, you did great. They managed to resuscitate the director too at the hospital. And we can cut out the voice from the broadcast, but honestly, I say we leave it in. I mean, it's kind of a lucky break when you think about it. I'm really grateful for your help today. I owe you one, so if there's anything I could do for you, just let me know. Oh, and as for Quill, Fate, Non, how's next week sound? On the way home, Naho finally smiled, glad to see she still had it in her. I needed to put a happy face myself too. I was afraid if I seemed too gloomy it would bring Naho down, and she hadn't done anything wrong. I had to let her know how grateful I was and to try and bring her spirits back up. The two of us parted ways on a corner near our houses as I needed to stop at the convenience store for some groceries. See you later, thanks again! You too, good night. I had never before seen such a strong, persistent spiritual presence. I had a considerable amount of power within me, and usually it was more than enough to disperse any malicious wills that dared draw near. But even with all my concentration, I still put Sakaya and her co-workers in grave danger. They easily could have been killed by the curse. For the sake of dear Kibiki's safety, we really should have put a kibosh on an entire investigation into the Shinozaki family line a lot sooner. But it wasn't too late to call it off, as far as I knew. I was going to pull out from the Heavenly Host Elementary case altogether. I'd made up my mind. I should probably undergo a traditional spirit exorcism as soon as possible, It was past 9:30, so it had been dark out for hours already, yet there was not a single light on in Kibiki's house. No signs of life. Somehow the whole house felt larger and emptier than ever before. Kibiki, are you sleeping? I peeked into his study, but he wasn't there, nor was anywhere else. The house was deserted. Now, Kibiki's meetings for work were always held at irregular times, so this wasn't unprecedented or anything. But the atmosphere inside just felt different somehow. There was a peculiar silence as if no one had ever lived there in the house in the first place. I'm watching you. Something just seemed very wrong. It was like someone was watching me, sneering at me. Finally, I found a note on my desk, not the one I left for Kabiki this morning, but a response written in a familiar scrawl. Dearest Naho, thank you for your concern. I couldn't live with myself if I exposed you to any more danger on my behalf. However, Noguchi and I have gone to Heavenly Host Elementary. We've noted the way back, so please don't worry. We'll return safe and sound. And if we're successful, let's all go out for a nice meal together, okay? Oh, no! I think she did it a little better, huh? With a sigh and a mumble, I snapped back to reality. Glancing at the clock, I marveled at the fact that it was already past 10. I've been in a daze for half an hour since getting home. Craziness. Oh, what a day. My shoulders feel like they've got lead weights on them. I couldn't have brought it back with me, right? No, there was no way. I stood up from my desk. The problem was the uniform. I couldn't really relax in it. I should know better. I just needed to change. Yeah, that sounds good. I'll feel better once I get out of this uniform. I can see you. God, please. Is somebody there? Please, no. I was glad no one had seen me talking to thin air like that. There was nobody else around, of course. Nothing to be afraid of. It was just my imagination. I really, really needed to get out of my uniform, so once again I started changing one. Alright, that would be pretty creepy if I was changing. Definitely not my imagination this time. There was somebody screaming outside my window, running toward the house. What? I seriously felt like I was gonna break down. Maybe I already had. Opening the curtain slowly, I peered outside to see who it was. Wait, is that Naho? I couldn't see her face clearly, being on the second floor and all, but that was Naho, alright. She was crying like a madwoman. She looked awful. What's wrong, Naho? Sayaka, it's Kabiki. Kabiki crossed over. Okay, just calm down, Naho. Tell me what happened. Where is Mr. Kabiki? I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. It's all my fault if Kabiki were to die in there. This was the first time I'd ever seen her so incoherent. I spoke slowly and gently, trying my best to calm her down. Naho, please, just tell me what happened and let me help you. Start at the beginning. I want you to come back with me. Right now. What? Please, I'm begging you. Tears were streaming down her face. This was a side of Naho I'd never even imagined I could exist. There had to be a reason that was so desperate. I agreed to follow her back to Kabiki's house, if only out of concern for her well-being. Sachiko ever after. Those who perform this ritual can cross over to Heavenly Host Elementary, a cursed school sealed outside of our world, outside of time and space. It's a locus of powerful energy, and the effect it's had on me thus far has been disturbing enough that I decided to abandon my investigation. But before I could convey that to Kabiki, he crossed over without me, taking only Taguchi for backup. So please, Sakaya, you're my only hope at this point. Will you come with me to Heavenly Host so I can rescue Kabiki? I didn't really get any of what she was saying. Heavenly Host Elementary, a cursed school? And this was all to rescue Kabiki? What was in there exactly that he needed rescuing from? The one thing I didn't understand was that I'd be accompanying Naho to some unsafe, unfamiliar spirit world. I couldn't just casually agree to go with her. So this place I'd be going with you, it's dangerous then. I scare easily, you know? Please, I can't perform the ritual by myself. You're the only person I can count on. And I swear I'll protect you no matter what. Her face was the most disheveled I had ever seen it, and she was practically begging. I knew two sides of this girl, her cool and collected professional persona and her cat to my master, but this panicked desperation is fit neither of them. The words I'd spoken to her following our recording session suddenly popped into my head. I owe you one, so if there's anything I could do for you, just let me know. I took one more look at Naho's tear-stained face and just knew I couldn't turn away from her in this time of need. Now, do you really promise to protect me? Uh-huh. A ray of hope lit up on Nao's face like a flower in bloom, and I knew I'd made the right decision. Alright then, I'm in. What are friends for, after all? Sayaka, thank you. Let's go die. I just couldn't bear to see her cry like that. A face as cute as hers deserved to wear a smile at all times. We'll be out for a while though, right? You mind if I run back home first and take care of some things before we go? Okay, I'll be waiting for you here, butt naked. Not a good idea, you'll catch your death of a cold. Anyway, I'll be right back. Well, as long as Subiki's over there. The larger the sample size of his research, the better. This is for you, man. The Shinozaki estate? We don't need that place anymore. If he's gonna leave me here to spread the curse for him, then fine. That's just what I'll do. No hesitation, no backing down. My blog should do nicely. Let's see. In this world, there's nothing worse than parting ways with a dear friend. Some may say it's sweet sorrow. Oh, almost forgot the subject line. Sachiko in the wait, no. How about Sachiko ever after? Perfect. Here's hoping lots of hits. Dang, that's messed up. Mom, I'm heading out. Not wanting to worry her, I told her a little white lie suggesting that I had another recording session tonight. I've been going down late sessions practically every night for a while, so it seemed perfect excuse. And sure enough, she bought it. You certainly are a hard worker, Sakaya. Just make sure you keep your energy out there. Don't be so busy you let your blood sugar drop. Here. Oh man, there's that infamous candy. She handed me a small piece of emergency chocolate. This was like a tradition with her. She'd always given me one when I left to show her support. And it always reminded me that I was loved. This one in particular was bringing tears to my eyes. I must have been more scared than I thought. I'll be home as soon as I can. Thanks. Knock him dead, sweetie. Sachiko, we beg of you. Sachiko, we beg of you. You said it twice, right? In your head? Yep. Okay, then it's time. Pull this thing apart. Make sure you use your nails and don't let it go. Got it. 1, 2, 3. Something impossible was happening. We performed the ritual just as Naho had instructed, and then the floor split open and swallowed us whole. Was this a dream? Was I hallucinating? It sure felt real though. It felt like I was being dragged into hell. My vision quickly went bright white, and my consciousness seemed to fade to black. And then... I felt dust or sand filling my mouth, and I sprang to my feet, choking. What is this? Where am I? Now? I was in a cold, dark room, and it was damp and clammy, and I felt very much like a cave. Was this the heavenly host elementary Naho was telling me about? Racked with apprehension, I tried raising my voice, but barely had one to raise. I looked around, but didn't see Naho anywhere, and there was no response. God, this can't be real, can it? I wanted to go home to forget this place existed, but then I realized I'd never asked Naho to get crossed back over. Without her, I was stuck here. So that was my top priority then. I absolutely had to find Naho. I'm sure she hadn't accounted for the possibility that we'd wind up in different spots once we got here. But as long as I could track her down, soon I knew that everything would work out. I stepped forward slowly and carefully took a closer look at my surroundings. Alright. Oh, okay. Where's the map? Oh my god, okay. I am so dumb. Alright. The wall? What then? It's crumbling. Oh hell. That was close. And I can't get through. Oh, Mommy, save me. The path here is completely blocked with rubble. There's no way through. Alright. What am I supposed to do now? Oh, okay. I was like, what? My bad. Kagome, Kagome, bird of the basket. When, oh, when will you come out? Will it be in the evening of dawn? The crane of the turtle have fallen, so what is it that stands behind me? What am I? Am I hearing things? That's a child's voice, isn't it? Maybe this really is an elementary school after all. Let's press forward. Check this out. Alright. Alright, let's go this way. So we should just go to key rooms because it'll stop us like this whenever. So I think we're getting the hang of it. The lights flickered and I swear I saw something up on the path ahead. Hopefully just my eyes playing tricks on me. Please. Somebody there? Whoa! Yep, that was a ghost. The door is sealed firmly shut. There's no way to open it. Yeah, we're still gonna click it. The door is firmly shut. Dirt. Is this a bathroom? I'm in, like, a cave and there's a bathroom here. No matter how I looked at it, nothing about this place seemed like an elementary school in any way. But there were lights on in the ceilings and support beams to prevent cave-ins, so it certainly wasn't a naturally formed cavern either. I mean, there was even indoor plumbing down here. No, thank you. I actually did have to go. There's a limit to how dirty and disgusting a bathroom stall can get before I just refuse to close myself in there. Guess I just have to hold it. Hey, little Timmy, how you doing? There's skeletal remains here. It's a small child. Maybe she was hiding? There's a name tag attached to her jacket. Renaissance Elementary School, Mina Nishio. Alright. Why? Why? Save me. Help me, please. It hurts. Please stop. I could hear the voices of children who seemed to be in pain and distress. Alright. Why did we go to the death room? It clearly says death room. That was dumb. I guess that's where we're gonna go die. The door is thoroughly sealed. There's no way to go inside. Take it. Alright, which way should we go? Go this way? Dude, what is up with that frame rate? Let's play. Come and get me. I'm over here. I'm over here. I'm over here. I'm over here. I can hear children calling for me, hiding and goading me to find them. Are you ready yet? Not yet. Are you ready yet? Not yet. I can hear the voices of children playing. We're going this way. Let's go this way. You may proceed, you may proceed. What narrow path is this? It is the path of heavenly host. No more! God, what is this place? Where even am I? I could hear children laughing. Among the voices, I heard the sound of a door opening somewhere nearby. Alright, that's creepy. There's a foul-smelling, rotting corpse here. Based on the uniform, it was probably a male high school student in life. He seems to have died sitting down, though he doesn't look very relaxed. There's a student ID. Karashiyama High School, Yokai Kimuzuzi. Alright. Oh, I see the death room. Okay. There's a fully decomposed corpse here. She's wearing a skirt, and it seems to be safe to assume this was a female student in life. Her name tag confirms this. Shelby University Middle School. Hinako Meguri. The door is sealed firmly. There's no way in. Oh man, you was trying to get out. At least he died fighting. Recently deceased corpse here. Her hands are outstretched as if she was trying to desperately dig her way through the wall. Student ID. Kamoshiro Trade School. Sexy. Ha! I think that's how you pronounce it. We'll say Sixi Hagiwara. I didn't mean to say sexy, I'm sorry. Alright, let's see what we got here. I didn't think this place could get any darker, but this room proved me wrong. It was completely and utterly devoid of all light. My only indication as to the size of the bloop bloop sound of the dripping water was somewhere inside, and based on the echo, it didn't seem too big. I was perfectly content to leave it in that way, honestly, but I couldn't because I knew Naho might have been in there. Seized with fear and panic. She usually kept a cool head, sure, but I'd seen what she looked like when she didn't, and it was worried the hell out of me. So I had to know. Now? No response. Not that I heard anyway, but that dripping wasn't very loud, but it echoed through. It echoed enough that it could conceivably obscure the sound of a person's voice. As long as I kept the door to this room open, though, the pale light of the corridor would filter it, and I'd be able to see the exit. It may not have illuminated much, but at least I'd be able to see and find my way out in a pinch, so I swallowed my fear and walked into the darkness. What's that smell? It stinks to high heaven. Is something rotting in here? Ew, what's spilled? It's all over my leg. Without thinking, I smacked my hand against my leg as if trying to knock off whatever was stuck to it. What is this? The metallic smell was so thick and I almost couldn't breathe. Was it blood? Did I just wipe blood onto my hand? Nah, could be. I got a sudden itch on my thigh, so I impulsively reached down and scratched it, and in doing so, a small rice-sized bead stuck to the ball of my finger. But in all this consumed darkness, I had no way to tell what it was. It felt an awful lot like a grain of rice, though even smushing and smearing like one when needed between my thumb and forefinger. What is this thing? Skin from my thigh? Crap, I hope not. Whoa! The lights. Gasp! Oh god, what is this place? The source of the horrible smell was sudden and clear. The room was absolutely drenched from wall to wall and ceiling the floor with blood and viscera. How many gallons of blood must there have been to coat this entire room? And the worst part was, none of it was dry. It was all wet. It was all fresh. There was indistinguishable chunks of flesh and bone everywhere. Just what kinds of twisted things was this room being used for? I scratched my itching thigh again with my finger and looked down at my legs, and all at once my blood ran cold. Whoa! A swarm of little white bugs was wriggling around both my legs. That's what I had squished between my fingers, but there were so many, many more, and they were also on my skirt, on my socks, and even inside my shoes. I fell into this state of total panic. I threw off my shoes and began frantically brushing myself off with my arms. I grabbed the hem of my skirt and the collars of my socks and shook the hell out of them, too, trying to knock as many bugs off of my body as I possibly could. Stumbling around, I accidentally planted the heel of my sock into the murky puddle of red liquid. My mind went blank with disgust. Gross, 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 gross. I can't take this anymore. Calm down, Saya. This was just a slaughterhouse. This was just a place where livestock was chopped up into meat. It was perfectly natural. There was nothing unusual about this room at all. The blood, the chunks of flesh and bone, probably all just from animals. Oh man, look at that big old axe right there. Filthy buckets littered the room. Each one was stuffed with reddish-black globs of meat and quivering yellow and white liquid, and most of them, femur-like bones, adorned the surface. But one of them seemed to be far from horrid stew than the others. And that's because one of them was full of arms, human arms, several of them, jutting out above the bucket, practically waving a passerby. Screams are strange beasts because they basically override the sense of logic and reason within a person's mind. Quite naturally, quite automatically, in my shock, a scream forced its way out from inside my body, from the very pit of my stomach. My senses had become razor sharp. I could faintly hear footsteps approaching from the hall outside the room. My stomach tightened, stopping the next scream in my throat. I was sure of it. In the corridor just outside this room, someone or something was coming this way, and judging by the sound, I'm sure it wasn't Naho. Another scream threatened to sleep out. I quickly stifled it. The last thing I needed was to give away my position. Whoever this was getting closer and closer. I had to act. The hallway outside was just straight shot, so escaping the room without being seen wasn't an option. Hiding was my only hope. But hiding where? Go under the table. Would I really be okay under the table? Not the best choice, but I guess there really weren't many other options. Either way, I couldn't afford to hesitate at a time like this. I had to follow my instincts. Fortunately, the table was pretty low to the ground, so I did have some cover there. Nonetheless, I prayed for footsteps to pass without coming in. But then, the person making those footsteps was probably the same person who turned all the light in here. So, I didn't honestly hold out much hope. Rapidly, my thoughts grew darker. Worst-case scenarios began flashing through my mind, one after another. I clenched my eyes shut and willed myself to swallow any sounds that threatened to leak out. Naho, please help me. What's happening? That was the sound of the girl in pain. The man had apparently dropped someone onto the table, and she was either injured or being injured. I wonder if that's the chick from the other chapter. It hurts, it hurts. Yeah, that is her, isn't it? I could hear an unearthly screaming from the other side of the table above me. My body became rigid. Crap. If he bent down to pick that up, he'd see me for sure. Oh no. He was a very strange, horrifying creature. He seemed not quite human, but that's not really anything else either. And whatever he was, I was scared to death of him. On second thought, maybe he was human. He just had a grotesque face and an abnormally large body. Not to mention a zombie-like disposition. He was horrifying. I feared as much for my life as any human being can. I was so frightened, afraid, terrified, there's no word strong enough. Oh, let me go! I was flailing my arms and legs and doing everything possibly could to break free from his grip, but this man was strong as an ox. He wasn't letting go. I was fairly certain he could crush my throat with his bare hands if I wanted to. Somebody, anybody, no, mommy! The man drew me up by my neck and violently threw me toward the center of the room. It was almost as if he was proving my hypothesis. The tissue of my bones and my throat scraped together, a sickening, unnatural sound. I gasped for air and my trachea was in pieces. I could feel my consciousness drifting away. I wasn't sure why, but then he suddenly let out a blood-curdling moan and made me beeline toward the room's only exit. As he ran out, he turned around and slammed his hand into the heavy iron door, and it began slowly lurching closed. I was locked in. I knew it right away. I ran toward the door, and the best as I could manage, I already knew I wouldn't be able to get the door open again. The girl I heard screaming, strapped onto the surface of his now overturned table, dangling helplessly. Days passed. I couldn't even begin to guess how many. No light ever returned to that blood-drenched, pitch-black room. And the girl I was trapped in with hadn't said a word for a long time. I knew it smelled in here. I knew it was cold and that I was in pain, but I couldn't sense any of it anymore. Was I alive? Was I dead? I wasn't sure it even mattered. I just wanted to leave that room. Somebody please let me out. Wrong ending. That's what I'm talking about. I'm gonna mess with my computer settings because the other day I did something with to the computer with secure blah 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 to be able to play the Battlefield beta, and I think that's kind of what happened, because there's no way this game should be dropping down below 60 frames per second. Anyway, we'll get the right ending. Alright, let's try and get the good ending. But hiding where? Alright, so let's go inside the cabinet this time. Footsteps were approaching fast. I ran over to the large cabinet on the other side of the room. Please open. The doors opened without difficulty, but they were sort of that automatically closed when left unattended. Oh well, no time for second guessing now. I turned around and jammed myself end first into the closet, grabbing the edges of the closing doors with my fingers and pulling them for all my worth. Shrinking my body into the cramped closet, I prayed silently for the footsteps to pass this room. But then the person making the footsteps was probably the same person who turned on the light in here, so I didn't honestly hold out much hope. Rapidly, my thoughts grew darker. Worst-case scenarios began flashing through my mind, one after another. I grasped my quivering mouth and violently shaking shoulders in vain and attempted to calm myself down. I clenched my eyes shut and willed myself to swallow any sounds that may otherwise have leaked out. No, please help me. I peeked through the gap in the door and my fears were confirmed. I was no longer alone in this room. The thing that was in here with me was horrible. He seemed not quite human, but not really anything else either, and whatever he was, I was scared to death of him. On second thought, maybe he was human, he just had a grotesque face and an abnormally large body. Not to mention his zombie-like disposition. He was horrifying. He had the limp body of a girl tossed over his shoulder. He walked over to the blood-covered table at the center of the room and violently threw her down onto it. Oh, now we get a different perspective. Letting out a moan of agony, she came to... My God, she was still alive! Her legs had been severed at the thigh, like completely cut off. How could anyone do something like that? Oh man, look at him. He's pretty. The man straddled the girl and tied both her arms into the metal strings attached to the table. No, what was he planning on doing to her? He was coming this way. No, God, please no. The man passed right by the standing closet, instead turning his attention toward the nearby corner of the room where he began rummaging through a toolbox. He was utterly careless about it, tossing aside any tools he didn't need. Hammers and drills were clanking on the ground, with some sliding under the table. Well, it's a good thing we didn't do that. Each time a tool fell, he'd bend down and scoop it up. If I had hidden under the table, I absolutely would have been found out just now. Before long, he pulled out a large pair of pliers, returned to the girl's side, and once again stepped up into the table and straddled her body. Holy moly, what is he gonna do with those exactly? Oh, I'll tell you what he's gonna do, baby. He's gonna do some messed up things, that's what he's gonna do. Wordlessly, the enormous beast clamped down on the squirming girl's cheek and squeezed with all his might. And then, as far as I was able to determine from my vantage point, he'd forced her mouth open and shoved the pliers inside. He readjusted the grip on the handle, then skillfully began opening the two metal prongs while simultaneously pushing down on her throat. Damn, dude, that's brutal. No stop. Finally grasping the girl's tongue with his pliers, the man suddenly yanked his arm upward in one single powerful movement, tearing it from her mouth. I heard the sound of her mouth frothing over, and after a moment of squirming, all her movement ceased completely. That's when I lost it. Tears were streaming down my face, and I began peeing myself uncontrollably. Urine was pooling along the bottom of the cabinet. Oh, stop. I frantically contacted my stomach, forcing myself to stop peeing. If any of it leaked out into here, gave my position away, I'd be a goner for sure. My stomach immediately fought this sudden denial with my painful cramp. Please, please don't do this now. The man tossed a severed tongue into an aluminum bucket at his feet, then roughly threw the pliers back into the toolbox with an ear-splitting clatter. He grabbed the bucket containing the tongue and slowly disappeared from the room. Somebody had just died out there. I was in shock what I had seen. It literally scared the piss out of me. I didn't think it ever actually happened. I had to get out of this room. If I stayed here until he came back and if he found my hiding place, I could easily be the next one to die on that table. Slowly and shakily, I opened the cabinet doors and re-emerged. Holy moly, there she is! The woman of the hour. Golly, you look bad. The girl was still as bored. She almost looked alive, albeit gravely wounded, but her mannequin-like lack of any emotion whatsoever said it all. I stared at this fresh corpse and just felt so many conflicting emotions welling up inside of me. I exited the room, fighting back more screams from the pit of my stomach that seemed insistent on coming out. No, no, what is this place? If I'm dreaming, somebody wake me up, please? But I knew it wasn't a dream. I accepted that this place was real, even though it differed greatly from any reality I had ever known before. My brain was quickly nearing its breaking point. My stupefyingly foggy cloud of my mind's circuits. Now, please help me, please. Days passed in the sweltering, isolated bunker. I couldn't even say how many. My cell phone battery ran out after a while, and my watch died too. I was lost completely, but I never stopped looking for Naho. I hadn't eaten anything, I hadn't drunk anything, and I'd slept so many times I couldn't even begin to estimate how long I'd been trapped here. The chocolate my mom gave me was still in my pocket, but I couldn't bring myself to eat it. I felt like it represented my important bond between me and her. Our friendship will last forever. It will never die. Oh, geez, save me, please. Well, there it is. There she goes. Chocolate. Yummy. And that, my dear friends, is number 4, Purgatory Rengoku. That's the right ending, I believe. So we can go on to Shangri-La. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, that's crazy, man. That was pretty dope. Yeah, that last chapter, finally, there was actually some gameplay. That was all narration in the last chapter, if you saw it. It was about like 2 hours, actually. So, anywho, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please do leave a like. If you need, subscribe. And catch you on the next. Have you played Corpse Party 2 by any chance? I want to try that one next, but I want to see how it is. I know it's like the other one. So, let me know in the comments. Peace.